Hello and welcome to Fixing South Sudan, your ideas for building the new nation. I am Aguer. Hello and welcome to Fixing South Sudan, your ideas for building the new nation. I am Aguer. This week on Fixing South Sudan, a focus on the role of the church in building peace and reconciliation in the society. Can the church bridge the confidence gaps between the communities of Boma and Jonglei State? With us in the panel are Honorable Baba Maidan Konyi, the Deputy Minister of Labor and Public Service to my right. Welcome to the show. Honorable David Yao Yao Jongkuj and Honorable Philip Aguer Panyang, all to my left. Welcome to the show. As well, we are joined by Pastor Steve and Sarah Berger of the Grace Chapel Church, all the way from the United States of America, and Honorable William Garang, who is the founder of the Jale Project and coordinator of the Grace Chapel activities in South Sudan. It's our pleasure to welcome you to this program to talk about something that is simple but very difficult to achieve. Peace and reconciliation is a noble objective, and part of the reason why this country was founded was to lead it towards peace and prosperity. So let's start with Baba Maidan. And what would you like to say? What do you think about what the church is trying to do in the two communities of Boma and Jonglei State?
Well, thank you very much, Madine Moore, for giving me this chance. First of all, I pass my greeting to the people of South Sudan through SSBC. Today, we are here to tell you what is the secret of the success of peace in Greater Jonglei through Great Chapel Church. In my right hand, Reverend Steve, with his wife, Sarah. They have tried their best through Comrade William more than 10 years ago. When I was minister in Jonglei State, they have started project of building schools and clinic and church in Jale. Payama then, now is Jale County. This project continued, and then I also approached my brother William that this project we needed in Boma. That was greater people, the two county of former Jonglei, people and Kashala. We managed to visit United States in 2013, and we discussed these projects. The church was happy and they was willing to bring the two communities, not two, the 6 communities of Greater Jonglei, which is Denkabor, Murle, J, Kashipo, and Anua, and then Low Nuer. So at that project, we start bringing pastors from different communities. We start with Murle and Denkabor, 6 from Murle and 6 from Denkabor. We sent them to the school for 6 months, and they are now in field. They are working through church, through the gospel, to send a message of peace to people, to unite the communities of Greater Jongole, and then achieve peace through the gospel.
What is your sense about how the project has been doing its work? Is it achieving tangible benefits?
Well, it is achieving because we start with the preaching the gospel, and then also at the same time, they are delivering services to people. So there is a school there, the kids are going to school, and there is clinic, everybody needs services, will find it there. And there is church, you have to go and listen to the gospel. So to me, they are achieving a lot, and we are working to see the same services in Boma State.
Peace and reconciliation is not just about speaking, it's not about preaching, but it's about putting something concrete in place. What is your sense about this project?
Definitely reconciliation is about relations, because when you have a conflict, the conflict have elements that create tension, mistrust, and a gap is created. Now, when you talk about peace and peace processes, and reconciliation is on the top of these processes, is fixing the relations that have been damaged by the conflict. And you go to Jongole now, you will get the people of Bor, people of Boma, represented by Gumuruk and Anyede. They are trading together, they are moving, and relations has gone back to normal. Those who have intermarried, they are visiting their relatives, and I believe the reconciliation process has already started. We need to move further to the northeast of Buma and to the northeast of Jongole State, where we can meet the people of Nanam, people of Twichanduk, people of Launwer and Akobo, and we will have done a lot in terms of mending the relationship.
And what do you say specifically about the work of the Grace Chapel Church, the impact of their projects started in Jale and also is being generalized to other areas?
In any program, the most important thing is the vision. The Grace Chapel Church, to me, has a very bright vision of reconciling the communities, and they have started the best way. Have a concrete example of a school that was mentioned by Honorable Baba, have a clinic, and then train people to be peace mobilizers. And I believe the Grace Chapel is sending a loud message that should be echoed in all the other corners of Greater Jongole.
And Governor David Yao, the Greater Jongole is always being heard about bad things, about child abduction, about fightings. Are you going to be able to turn the corner with projects like this one?
Thank you so much, Badingo, SSBC, all the listeners. Allow me to salute all our listeners and my colleague at the forum. Catching up with the question, it's really very important to have such opportunities so that we can address our own challenges. However, collectively, we are going to play a very vital role in terms of initiating peace to our Greater Jongole communities. And now we have started. We have collected a good number of children, so across the neighboring communities that have been abducted. That's the initiative toward achieving peace. And we have returned some raided cattle and giving back to the rightful owners and opening up a lot of coexistence among our communities. And these are the initiatives that we have initiated to our communities. And I'm sure, having stood in that one standing, all the leadership of Greater Jongole, I mean the 5 governors, plus our traditional chiefs, our sons and daughters in the national government, if we happen to continue joining in that unitary kind of efforts toward achieving peace, so all the greater jungle conflict that have always been hovering around, so will be solved peacefully. And to us, so the great hope that we have, we all the leaders, we all the sons and daughters of Greater Jungle, so we're going this time round to do things in a new way, because we have really seen the suffering of our community. And for how long are we going to see our community are shedding tears, lacking food? Our children are just on the street. They don't have good accessibility of education and accessibility to health facilities, road connections, and clean drinking waters. And I'm sure we are not under curse. So it is for God's right for everybody to receive his or her right at the right time. And I'm sure the right time has come for Greater Jungle communities to enjoy peace. So with the great hope that we have, we are going to turn everything upside down in a peaceful way.
And Governor David Yao Yao, this is a country where they say everything is a priority. So where do you start in terms of eventually realizing reconciliation, but achieving peace first as a stopgap measure?
Well, what is now needed, or what's the immediate need to our community in Greater Jungle is we need to reconcile them. Make sure that we bring all of them together, so we allow them to express all these difficulties that they have been facing, and then we need to move further. We don't need to stop there talking and leaving it there in a disarray situation. So we need to demonstrate. How do we demonstrate it? So we need to come together the way normally we are doing with our friends, Philip and the rest of the colleagues. So as the leadership, we need to come together. We need to show the way how our people will go through. And thereafter, I'm sure the rest of the things will follow.
And Honorable William Garang, you can introduce your guest. Your relationship goes a long way, maybe about a decade when you were lost boys of Sudan in America, now a lost boy of South Sudan. Now you are a farm boy. So how did you get together with the Grace Chapel Church? What connected you to them briefly?
Thank you, Madingor, for having me and my colleagues for this particular time. Basically, first of all, I want to say I like fixing South Sudan. I think fixing South Sudan is more about fixing people's problems in our society. Basically, today we have our guest from the United States, and my honor and respect to the leadership for maintaining peace and stability in our country, so that we have people always from the United States and rest of the world to be able to peace the country. And also for my leaders of two states to have this time so that we are able to share about what the Yellow Project has been doing for the last few years. Well, the Yellow Project started when I went to the United States in 2001, and it started as a mutual relation and a trust between my friend Rick from Grace Chapel Church, and then through my relationship with Rick, I was able to know Steve and most of the people from the Grace Chapel Church. So basically, I came up with a project of nation building, because at that time we were in a critical time where South Sudan is struggling for independence, and thank God we achieved our independence. So they put in their effort and resources. After we got our referendum, the team came for an assessment, and then what we found at that time was that there was no clean water. So they managed to drill 3 wells in Jonglei State to be able to provide clean water. And then we felt that the citizens were coming back home, so we mobilized resources through Grace Chapel, and that we managed to build a school, clinic, and a church in general.
Mobilizing resources is a difficult task, so how did you convince them to do it?
It is
in a place far away, what Americans would say, a place in the middle of nowhere.
There is nothing impossible when there is mutual trust and friendship.
That's right.
So we were able to build relations that is beyond our borders. And that is how we mobilize resources and their love for South Sudan. They stood with us during the referendum and independence. And they know that the resources that were mobilized are meant to serve the people and service of the people of South Sudan. So we did not stop there. We want to build a relationship. So I had an opportunity to work as a Director General of Youth and Sport with my colleague and my boss, Baba Medan. So I had wanted to move our relations beyond our communities. And also as an obligation, as a youth leader, I felt that there is a need for the youth of Jonglei State to be able to see themselves as citizens of a new country. And the issue of conflict between the Dinka Boer and Murle was my #1 priority to put effort so that we can build a relation that will bring peace and reconciliation between two states.
And last but not least, Steve, welcome to the program, and maybe you can say something about Grace Chapel Church and your activities in South Sudan dating back probably a decade.
Yeah, closer to 2 decades, but first of all, we're very grateful to be able to be on the show, to speak to the people of South Sudan, to be here with my honorable guests and friends. Thank you for the hard work that you're achieving. It really is fantastic to watch and to see. Honorable Philip said something about relationship. I think everyone has said something about relationship, and that's the key. We have love and trust for one another, and so then when we do that, we can accomplish great and mighty things. So, in addition to just trying to fix South Sudan, we want to make sure that we're doing it by way of peace through the Prince of Peace. There's only one way to peace, and that is through the Prince of Peace, Jesus himself. So we want to be able to teach people about the ways of Jesus, and at the same time, we want to meet people's needs. Because if we only talk, as you said, without concrete action, it's going to be a problem. So we want to talk and teach, but we also want to build and restore and reconcile. All these things working together helps bring peace and reconciliation from people who were fighting and enemies to being not just friends, but brothers.
So we know about the projects that have been existing, but now you are talking about the two communities.
Yeah.
In Greater Jonglei, P-Bor and Dinka Bor communities. So what would you like to do as a Grace Chapel Church, extending what you have already started?
Yeah.
So that there is peace and reconciliation.
So this is a very exciting part, because as much as we've already accomplished, we are looking to accomplish much more. And so now what we're looking at is building a peace village in Kochar and having it be close so that people from Boma and Jonglei can come together. We can do wells and schools, community center, and let's bring the people together. And so we're looking at doing some really exciting things.
And Sarah, the idea of peace village, is it something that has been tried somewhere else? What would you like to say about it?
Well, Peace Village, I don't know if it's been tried any other place. I can't say for myself, except for if the presence of the Prince of Peace is there and he's king over that village, then he's going to show up and reconcile the people. So we're just praying and believing that a fresh joy and peace is going to blow over the nation of South Sudan.
How easy or difficult was it to convince yourselves that you have to come to South Sudan, because there is this perception that it's a war-torn country, which it is in some respect. So what makes you take some risk to come here?
It was easy.
Yeah.
It was easy. I heard from God. I did. And he said, you need to go with your husband and see and meet Steve's friends, all of his friends. And it's been a joy. The people have been so precious, and it's been just really, I've been honored to sit and listen to all of these men share and have fellowship with one another. Their relationship is really sweet.
And let me come back to you, William, and about the road ahead. What would you like to say?
Well, my message goes particularly to the youth of South Sudan. I want us to take a responsibility to be able to do everything in our power and to be hopeful that our country will be stable. Whatever is happening now will just go away in few years. And it has happened in different countries, even in the United States. They went through civil war, but now they are superpower. So I want to send a message to my colleague in the diaspora to be able to use their education for nation building. They should come back home and do everything they can to develop this country and to free peace. And to my colleague in Greater Jonglei State, of which I was a Director General, I want to see my communities from Bodenka, from Murle, from Anyak, from Jie, and from Greater Law, their community, that we need to see ourselves as a citizen who will be able to build this country. And by building this country, we need peace and reconciliation. We need to stop the problem of cattle wrestling, and we need to stop the problem of child abduction. These are major international human rights crimes, and I think it is a bad reputation for youth in South Sudan to be able to involve in these activities. We need to create a new chapter, and I think it is not too late.
And Governor David Yaya, for the time that you have been there, and now Honorable Minister, who was also governor and also trying his best to serve the same vision, how much hope is there in terms of what has been accomplished, that the groundwork has been laid?
Well, we would like to mobilize a joint effort from our entire communities of Greater Jonglei as well as the 64 tribe of Republic of South Sudan, because what we are doing in Greater Jonglei is building also the rest of the communities in the Republic of South Sudan to join with us. Secondly, also to encourage Steve and Madam Sarah and the efforts of Grace Chapel in US also to support us. I think at the end of sunset, so we are going to achieve great peace initiative to our entire community.
South Sudan is going to be fixed.
Definitely. When you have a vision, then you know where you are heading. As you questioned Sarah about the Peace Village, you see all of us dream about Peace Village. But we didn't know that it was God. But I believe Sarah knows that this is God talking to us.
Yeah.
When I first dreamed about Peace Village in 2016, later on I discovered that there's Peace Village in Kuren that was built by Bishop Baridi. Kuren is in Kapweta. And again, when I went to US, I heard there is Peace Village in northern Uganda, built by somebody who is an American. And they are moving from place to place. So we said, okay, then our dream is in the right direction. And to me, Peace Village is where there is peace, where there is clean drinking water, where children from different ethnicities are learning together,
Yes.
where there is sport, agriculture, and people learning peace culture as different communities and moving towards building South Sudan. So definitely South Sudan can be fixed, starting from Jale, starting from Kotyar, starting from Gadiang. You can fix South Sudan because wherever you create that peace village and stability, definitely it can be replicated wherever in South Sudan. And I believe Grace Chapel can be our ambassador in the US, and at the same time, the two couple can be ambassadors of the church in the United States of America, and a peace catalyst that should be working for change. So we have hope and we have confidence that building trust and building confidence among the communities of Greater Jonglei is a priority for creating united, peaceful South Sudan.
And Honorable Baba Medan, you have the last word in fixing South Sudan. Can it be done, and how, in your view?
Well, thank you again, Madi. I want to take you back 2 to 3 years ago when I was a governor of Boma. We managed together with my brother Philip to hold a peace conference in People. And one of our dreams at that time is to build a peace village, either in Anam or in Gadia. And thank God now, a great chapel is coming with the same vision, with the same dreams. And I'm seeing now the dreams is coming to reality, because 1 year to 2 years coming, people will see a village, a model village, a village where you can find services, where you can also be together with other brothers from other communities. So I just want to say to people of South Sudan, there is very important things, 3. 1, you have to trust God and believe in God. Everything you are doing and you are asking God to be in your action, God will do it. This is 1. Number 2, you have to be committed to whatever you are doing. South Sudan is our country. We have to commit ourselves to save the country. Number 3, all of us, we are South Sudanese. We have to love ourselves and unite ourselves for the better of South Sudan. Thank you.
Thank you to all of you for coming to Fixing South Sudan. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Republic, when it